Hey, it's Bryan Leonard here on Tuesday, and we're taking a look at two college basketball games on the Tuesday slate. If you like this kind of analysis, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll get more of those to you each and every day. Once again, two college basketball plays here on Tuesday, and one of them involves one of my favorite teams, and that's the Houston Cougars. They're playing at Arizona State tonight. The Cougars are now 21-4 on the season and on a 17-1 overall run. The only loss by a single point to Texas Tech. Because of their outstanding defense, this club is just as tough to beat on the road as they are at home. And Houston has a whopping 6 players with Bayesian power ratings over 6.0. That is tremendous. There's not many teams in college basketball that can talk about that. And, this is the number one defense in the country. They have a true tempo rate of 357th. They force you to play their slow style of play and strangle you in the half court. And Houston games are so much fun to watch because of that. You never know when they're going to get one of those dominating runs can start. And they are averaging one full kill shot a game. Now, a kill shot is a 10-0 or better run, and they're averaging one of those a game. That gives them a huge edge if they're behind in a game. They're right back in it in no time whatsoever. And if you can count on one of those a game, that's something that's going to help you from the betting standpoint. And that's a tremendous situation, and that's what good defenses do. And this Houston defense is terrific. Arizona State is normally a tough place to play, but not this year. In fact, I've been to this Arizona State facility, and they're very good. A lot of good fan presence, and they do some great things from foul shooters. But this is a situation this year where they just not have lived up to their competition, and they're past in that regard. They're actually better on the road this season than they are at home. This is a club that started the year 8-1, but have dropped 12 of 16 since. As once they've gotten into conference action, it's really shown their lack of talent. And to make matters worse, their best player, Jaden Quaintance, is questionable tonight. His Bayesian power rating is over a full point better than any other player on this team. It's not looking good for Arizona State tonight. We're going to lay it with the defensive mindset of the Cougars. We're going to lay it with Houston, and that's our best bet on this play. I mentioned today was Tuesday, and Tuesday is Customer Appreciation Day over at WagerTalk and Sports Memo. You can get one play from any handicapper for only $5. I made it a little bit better for people today is I didn't use a Tuesday play. I used Wednesday NBA. You've got all the way till midnight to get that $25 play for tomorrow for only $5. Taking a look at a game we really like on Wednesday, and you can get that in the NBA for only $5 if you buy it before midnight. After that, tomorrow, back to the $25 price. The entire site is coming up with these 5% plays today, and it's a really good time to try out a lot of the handicappers at WagerTalk or Sports Memo. Second game I'm going to take a look at here is another team with the nickname of the Cougars. It's Kansas going to BYU. And while this isn't your typical Jayhawks team, they're still a dangerous underdog. It's just the fourth time all season Kansas has taken points. Yet they're just 3-4 straight up in their last 7 contests, so you know the motivation for this game is going to be in their favor. Just 3 days ago, they dropped a 74-67 decision in Utah, and that was an altitude game. Now they stay in altitude for the second straight game as they take on BYU tonight. I think that's something that's going to help them here. They play the much tougher schedule by 41 spots if you take a look at it. And they have a 43 position edge on defensive ranking. Very good defensive team that's played a tougher schedule, and you're catching them on as an underdog here. Now, we touted BYU home court for years, and they interplay 12-2 at home. The Cougars spread the wealth with an amazing 7 players having a Bayesian power rating of 4.0 or better. Very deep team at BYU. And when they get these teams coming in there for the first game in altitude, it's a big advantage for them. But since Kansas played in altitude the other day, I think that works well in their favor tonight. BYU hasn't played as well when stepping up in class this year. Also, they've been taking care of the lesser teams on their schedule, but struggling when playing better teams. And although Kansas, as I mentioned, isn't as good as they've been in the past, they do have a very good team. You know, with Dickinson, Harris, and Adams leading the way, the points are the way to go here. You're catching roughly 3 in that range right now with Kansas. Kansas is an underdog so far this year, 1-2, but they did beat Duke outright. And we know how good the Blue Devils are. Give us Kansas as the underdog here, as we only go with one Cougar on today's card, and that's the Houston Cougars. And we'll go with the Kansas Jayhawks. That's our 2 plays for today. Good luck to you, and we'll be back for more later on this week.